I was deported, but they sent me to the wrong country. They were supposed to send me to Pakistan, but they sent me to Thailand. And now I am stuck in this Bangkok city airport and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What will I do here? I am scratching my head. I need to go Pakistan. I have nothing here. Nobody to help me. This robot is cleaning things. How will I do the cleaning job? I am on my own. Oh my God, I am so stressed out. They need to send me to Pakistan. I am stuck here now. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Somebody please explain me what to do.
Mucha necesidad tengo deudas, quitar todos mis deudas. Porque mucho me sacó el coyote, casi me sacó de 200,000. Por eso tengo que quitar esa deuda. Tengo mucha necesidad para llegar al otro lado, para dar lo mejor a mis padres. Ellos no tienen nada y no tenemos casa, solo tenemos prestado ahí.
Hi everyone. So a lot of deported immigrants are beginning to speak out about their financial struggles after deportation. And honestly, it's really heartbreaking because a lot of people do not get to show this part of deportation. People do not get to make it known of what a lot of people face after deportation. You know, a lot of people are beginning to say that you were supposed to consider the fact that deportation was inevitable when you didn't get your papers right and all. While some people are saying, okay, we understand what you're going through, we sympathize with you for what you're going through right now, but you still need to understand that it was going to be inevitable when you did not make attempts to make sure that the country that you migrated to was not going to deport you, because you would have gotten your papers right. Okay, so right now we're just going to let the rest of the videos play out while we understand what every other person has to say about this, right? Then we come back, read the comments, and know what people are also thinking. So guys, let's watch.
These people actually think that you're dumb enough to believe them.
Another big shot lawyer like you, just a quick question. If you enter the country illegally or you overstay a visa, should you be deported?
My simple answer is, sir, it depends.
Okay, so if somebody breaks into your home, should they be arrested for breaking and entering, or does it depend?
It's an entirely different scenario.
How's that?
Because immigration is essentially civil, and breaking into my home is a criminal matter.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So if there's laws that should be enforced, so we shouldn't enforce civil violations?
We absolutely should enforce them.
But you just said that it's a civil matter, so it's different. So if somebody
you enforce civil matters.
So if somebody commits a civil infraction, it shouldn't be enforced?
It should be.
Okay, so they should be deported.
No, they should have due process that is associated with their petition. So
okay,
for example,
so the act of entering the country illegally, you think we should say, well, did you really do it or not do it? It's pretty obvious that they did, right?
well, I mean, it would depend on the facts of the situation.
Do you know why Keith Ellison is so determined to make sure everybody believes that crossing the border is a civil offense rather than a criminal one? It's because he doesn't want these people to leave. Keith refused to prosecute a group of Somali fraudsters that stole 250 million US taxpayer dollars from hardworking Americans, and then 10 days later, just miraculously received campaign donations from that same group. So I have a question for Keith. Is bribing an elected official and an elected official accepting bribes a civil or criminal offense?
What happens to all of your belongings and assets in the US after deportation? This is a great question that somebody asked in one of my recent videos. I'm going to tell you what happened to all of my things that I had in the US prior to my deportation. I had spent 24 years living in the US. So when you're living in a country for 24 years, your entire life is there. You have financial assets, vehicles, homes, real estate. What happens to all those things? You lose most of it. I lost my vehicle. I lost a lot of my home belongings. The only thing that I was able to bring across the border that my sister flew out to me, and she brought like 6 maletas with her, was my clothes. Everything else, my mementos, my photo album, everything else was left behind in Utah. My vehicle stayed behind. I still had payments on it, so it was just eventually repossessed by the bank. Obviously, I couldn't afford my monthly payments, and I didn't know how to bring it over. Although I do know that there's ways to import your vehicle, but I don't know the process when there's still a lien and a lender that's hanging on to it. Luckily, I didn't own any real estate. I was living with my mom at the time. I did still have access to my bank account thanks to online banking, and I was able to wire money to myself down here. But everything else, you just kind of lose. And depending on the circumstances of a lot of these people that are being deported, whether they'll have family that can bring it down, Most people have undocumented family members that won't be able to cross the bridge or cross the border to bring them down their things. So a lot of people will lose the majority of their belongings.
I scrolled past a post where this lady was like, there are actually black people getting deported. Like, black people are actually actively getting deported. And she was like dead ass serious. And she's like, so this really truly is our fight. Like this, like we're supposed to be together in this. And I can't help but think, what type of black people are you talking about here? Because I'm thinking that you're not talking about my type of black people, my lineage, which would be like the FBA, descendants of the slave trade type black people. I'm thinking that you're talking about some type of diaspora black people. And I hate to say it like this, but as an FBA, we don't really care that much about them. A lot of, okay, and let me not say that to be mean or disrespectful or rude or anything like that. It's not that we're not cool, right? It's just that we don't look at other people who identify themselves as black people who are not from here as like brothers and sisters. And the reason why is because 99.99% of the time when they're coming over here, they're looking down on us, they're talking down on us, they're thinking that they're better than us. They're telling that they're going back to their countries and to their own folks, and they're saying how we're all black FBA people are lazy and how we don't want to work and how we all live off of government assistance and how they're better than us and how they're collectively doing better than us. And it's always some type of negative comparison that they have to make towards us. So why would I give a damn about you at all? Like, you don't respect me, so why should I respect you or give a damn what the hell happens to you? I do not care. Not my brothers and my sisters if you're talking shit about me. Like, this is not even to be divisive, because to be honest with you, Black Americans were always like pro Pan-Africanists all like throughout our time, like throughout history. Like, we always been like pro black, like wanting to help black immigrants and just wanting, to really build up a black community and a black diaspora, and actually feel connected to other parts of the black diaspora, right? But it seems like when people other blacks started migrating over here, it almost seemed like they almost kind of like felt intimidated or threatened by our presence and wanted to like replace us. And so felt like in order, to do that, like they had to discredit us, disrespect us, and try to associate themselves with, the others. So that's all I'm saying.
I have been a resident for 19 years. And I actually was raised in Texas my entire life. My parents brought me and my brothers, my siblings, to United States when I was 3. And November 4th, I was detained by Homeland Security at the border, and I was never released. I actually just got out from the detention center I was held in Port Isabel, in Texas. And I sat there for about 179 days, approximately. And I got deported. I can't really answer why they detained me. It took about 2 months for them to give me any paperwork telling me why I got detained, why I was getting threatened to get deported, etc. I went through several lawyers because the first 2, I paid a couple of $100, and they took my money, and I never heard from them again. But after my family helped me get a hold of a good lawyer, I fought and ICE and Homeland Security never bent. They told me I wasn't eligible to be in that country anymore, when I've never had any felonies, I've never hurt nobody, I've never been to prison, and all I've done was work my entire life since I was 17. I worked, never stopped, not a single day. I worked as a blue-collar boy. Once I hit the age of 19, I was eligible to work, and I started working and paying taxes, and I had children. I have 4 children from the age of 18 all the way down to 1, and I lost my children. Lucky for me, I still get to talk to them and communicate with them, but I can no longer see my children, at least till they're able to come to Mexico. I don't know how this could have happened. Of course, the administrations that run the United States now are no good. They say so much about wanting to make it a safer country and getting rid of criminals and killers and, people that break the law heavily. And in the 6 months I was detained, I met so many guys that were detained and being threatened and that got deported just because we were not U.S. citizens or born citizens in the United States. I didn't see very many criminals go through that detention center at all. A lot of innocent people, a lot of good men, kids, because there was a lot of kids there from 18 and up, all the way to their 60s, 70s. And I'm blessed to have family to have my back, but I lost what I love dearly the most. It's my kids, my lifestyle, my family. So yeah, that's what's going on.
So, in as much as there are a lot of people who are sympathizing with these immigrants that got deported, yeah, there are also people who are saying that you are supposed to understand that this was going to happen. You are supposed to have put your family together. You are supposed to have made sure that everything was okay while you were in this country. And now you got deported. You're crying that you're broke. You're crying that you're struggling financially. What are you expecting people to do? So, like I said, we're going to head down to the comment section and know what other people really have to say about this. So someone said, I won't lie, it's sad seeing anyone struggling financially about deportation. Starting over is in a country you may not have lived in for years is extremely hard. No job, no savings, no saving assets, no support system. That's tough. At the same time, immigration laws are not a secret. People know the risks when they overstay, visas or ignore court orders. I can have empathy for their hardship, while also believing that countries have the right to enforce these laws. Two things can be true at once. So yeah, this person is basically saying that you are supposed to know that it was going to happen. Like, you stayed in this country this long, you were supposed to expect this thing to happen, right? In as much as we have to feel bad for you for the hardship you're going through, your financial struggles and all, but you were supposed to see this coming. You were supposed to plan for this, right? Anyway, the next person said, the financial shock after deportation is something people rarely talk about. Imagine building a credit, a business, or a career in one country and then being sent somewhere where none of that transfers. You're basically reset to zero. That's not easy for anyone. I just hope people use these countries as lessons. Use these stories as lessons to fix their status early and take immigration matters seriously. You know, there are a lot of people who actually, when they get to a new country, they stay complacent. They do not want to put in so much effort to get their papers right. They think that they will not be caught by law and all. So those people are people who we are supposed to be like, yeah, you saw this coming. Yeah, you knew this was going to happen. You just didn't want to get anything done. And now it has happened to you. You want people to feel bad for you. You want people to sympathize with you. In as much as people understand that, yeah, it's not nice for people to go through hardship, it's not nice for people to suffer, it's not nice for someone to get broke and or be reset back to zero after making name for themselves in a particular country or getting something doing for themselves in a particular country, and now they are brought back to a country that they do not know where to start from. We understand that. But you knew that this was going to happen because I did not understand how people spend almost 25 years in a country without proper documentation. Like, how can you do that? How can you actually do that? And now you're crying about you didn't see this coming. No, you saw it coming. You knew it was going to happen. You spent a whole 25 years in a country, and now you think that people are going to do what? Sympathize for not trying to get things running? Why? But anyway, let's continue. The next person said, I'm conflicted. On one hand, nobody deserves to be destitute, and on the other, if someone knowingly violated immigration rules for years, why are we shocked that there were consequences? Financial hardship doesn't erase responsibility. I feel bad for children involved more than anyone else. Yeah. So the next person said, what stands out to me is how unprepared many people were. If your legal status is uncertain, why wouldn't you have a backup plan? Savings, property, backup home. Some of these interviews sound like people assumed deportation would never happen. That's risky thinking. Okay, the next person said, it's easy to judge until you're in their shoes. Many immigrants contribute taxes, labor, and skills for years. Then one policy shift or enforcement sweep changes everything. Being broke after deportation isn't just about money. It's about losing identity, community, and stability. That's a psychological and financial double hit. Like the other person said, a lot of people were really, really relaxed, thinking deportation would never happen. And we sympathize with any other person who, like, there are some people who actually worked for this thing and then they didn't get it. Yeah, we sympathize with them. But for people who knew that deportation was going to happen, or who felt deportation wouldn't happen, they were going to escape it forever, they saw this coming. They should have seen this coming. Right? So the next person said, I feel empathy, but also I think people need to be honest about choices. Some ignored court dates, some committed crimes, some overstayed knowingly, and it's not random. Deportation doesn't happen in a vacuum. Accountability matters too. I mean, if you're going to say you got deported, you're broke, you're not comfortable where you are and all that, you should also be able to accept the fact, be accountable to the fact that you overstayed, or you didn't do the right things you were supposed to do, or there were reasons why you were deported. Why wouldn't we state in that fact too? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your comments because I want to know what you all think about this. Alright, remain the original creators of these videos. Thanks so much for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next. Bye.